I'm switching up my energy. My enemies feel like I got hundreds of them. No love for me. Y'all ain't in the streets. Y'all is in the street. Y'all fake ministry. Y'all just sin and preach. No deal, I like the breach. I call up my lawyer like, never mind. They playing with all of these. This is money, but never mind. That could probably never rhyme and still be $1 million up. I only spend money on her if I know she the truth, just to keep it a buck. You play with me once and you dump. The that I say when I'm done, you know I'm ignorant. I'm at my house party acting, telling my guests that I don't use it. Then turn around and I do it again. Act like a saint, who am I to pretend? Asking the Lord to forgive all my sins with my fingers crossed behind my back with a grin. I sin. I feel like the Bucks. I win. Again and again. Now they telling their friends. I don't know who my friends, they like to pretend. Cause they couldn't see me going very far. Now I be overseas with the mob. I get paid when I pass a bar, but I got no love for the law. I can't remember when I had a job. Back when they wouldn't build, now they bob. I still got paper tags on my car. Now I got gophers f***ing up my lawn. That is annoying. I'm picking my poison. You crabs in a barrel while my lobster is boiling. I'm trying to avoid them, but they keep on coming for me. DMX, what they wanting from me? BMX, I ain't stunting for free. On my mama deceased, so you know that it's true when I speak. Matador, I ain't running from beef. Mike Tyson asked why my hunger so deep. I replied, ain't no love in the streets. Also, there wasn't no love in my home, so only get love when it's coming from me. Preach. I sin. I feel like the Bucks. I win. Again and again. Now they telling their friends. I don't know who my friends, they like to pretend. Santa Monica Boulevard, I can't tell a amen.
But I'm anybody else's. You say you're mine, but there's always someone else. All the disguise, we're in love with being selfless. Let's make the most, say a toast before we melt. Don't do this to me. We're so far gone. Yeah, tell right from I'll do me and you do anybody else's. I say I'm yours, but there's always someone else. We're both so far gone. Yeah, tell right from
With the MLB Draft already underway, a young prospect shares his expectations with a former coach.
Carlos, you lived that in your baseball career. What's his world like?
Oh, it's extremely exciting. You know that if you perform, you will get the call.
We've got a developing story here. JP, what are you hearing?
I'm checking the numbers, I'm talking to my sources and my scouts, and they're all telling me, hey, this could actually work.
Most of us mere mortals, when we were that age, we were barely chewing gum and walking at the same time, let alone playing the hardest game there is.
That Sammy's pumping up mentally here to adapt. That's what good players do.
That dream of getting the big leagues is now becoming reality with that one phone call.
Continuing our MLB Draft Day 2 wrap-up coverage, back to the prospect that we mentioned before the break. There was some surprise, even some criticism of the front office over how early he went off the board. Jonathan Mayo, what do you think of this pick?
Man, I don't think any of us saw this one coming. This definitely feels like a reach to me. I had him more as a day 3 kind of guy. There was a split camp. A lot of scouts disagreed whether he's better as a pitcher or better as a hitter. I'm guessing the team felt that he's got potential on both sides of the ball, and maybe that adds some value to him. But this made me scratch my head a little bit for sure.
All right, Jonathan Mayo, thanks. What about you, Jim Callis? Was this a head-scratcher or the reach of the draft, as some of the other analysts have suggested?
Yeah, I talked to somebody with the team, and they're excited to get this guy. This is a guy they really want. And the 2 points the club made to me were, one, this whole debate, is he a hitter, is he a pitcher? What are you going to do with him? There was a lot of confusion. This team isn't confused. This team feels like he's got very good potential as a hitter and as a pitcher. They may even try to play him both ways. And they felt like there were a couple other teams that were starting to sniff around this guy. And, this isn't the NFL or NBA draft where you could trade down to get a guy you want. If you want a guy, you have to take him because there's no trades. And they felt like if they didn't take him where they did, somebody else was going to get them. And they just absolutely did not want that to happen.
Jim Callis, we appreciate the time. Thanks.
A minor league manager checks in with one of his players to discuss a launch plan for the young man's development.
Rolling along with the podcast and back on the prospect who's divided the scouting community, I am opposed to this belief that he went too high. I really think he could be a steal here. This is a guy who's got so much development left to do. He's got so much potential. And I think all the scouts who are down on him think, oh, he's not a finished product. We don't know what he is. That, to me, could be a good thing. He can hit. He can field. He can pitch. There is so much untapped potential so far for this guy. I'm excited to see what he becomes. And certainly as he gets started actually playing, actually being in games, we're going to be able to talk to some other folks who get a better read on him and see what they think. I'm excited for that. And frankly, I'm going to have my eye on him for a while. A
A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
Now into the box, Wilbur Santiago, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
The second baseman.
And spring training is officially behind us now as the first pitch of the season is looked at for ball one.
I got a ball, one strike.
And we are a long way from summer tonight, and even 40 degrees at first pitch.
One ball, two
1 and
strikes.
2.
No out.
And a fastball swung on and missed, and the leadoff man is gone to open up the ball game.
Batting second, the designated
Adam Hall is in with one away now as he swings and misses here at strike one. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. And it's 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Adley Rutschman stands in as he swings and misses for strike one. Very weakly on the ground. 2 out, nobody on. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Ryan Ripken. He'll get us started in the top of the second. Well-located changeup on that one as it catches the black for a called strike. And it's quickly 0-2. Swing and a liner. But this is right at him in right field as he hardly has to move to take it in for the first out. And stepping in, Gunnar Henderson.
The shortstop.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1.
0-1.
Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2.
Every time you go out there to start a game on the mound, you hope to settle in quickly and get into a groove, and he's definitely done that so far in the early going. Looks like he could go pretty deep into this one.
Got him to miss the breaking ball there. Gunnar Henderson is sent packing for out number 2 in the inning. 1-1 the count. Grounded weakly down the line toward third. Reined in. Throw cleanly into first, and that ends the inning. Digging in, the switch hitter, Ty Azzopardi. He'll step in to lead it off in the top of the third. In there at the knees as he offers a strike to the leadoff man. 0-1.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
Close play at first, but a great stretch that time as they get him by a step for out number 1. The pitch. Erwin Roderick comes on with one gone here as he looks at a called strike one. Swing and a miss, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
He's going to have to set his sights a little lower right there. That pitch was able to get by him. His swing was just a little under that.
Now a swing and a miss here as he's down on strikes. So it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third. John Tremaine is in with 2 away here as this one swung on and missed for the first strike. Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now. 0-2. Got him swinging, and that's the third out. So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Wilbis Santiago struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
And this is low, ball 2. 2-1. Swung on and missed, and it's even at 2-2.
Man, this pitcher is on right now, pounding the zone, attacking these hitters. He's making it look easy.
And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone. Adam Hall will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. Good breaking ball there, laid off for the second strike.
There's another pitch for a strike, and this guy's really attacking hitters well tonight, being aggressive early on, and if he continues to throw strikes like he is, he's going to have a pretty good night.
Got him swinging on the fastball there. Adam Hall is sent packing for the second out of the inning. A windup and the 0-2 pitch, and he's got himself another one. New inning set to get underway, and here comes the first baseman, Ryan Ripken.
Still a big bagel in that hit column, and this is where the frustration can start setting in on a team if they're not careful. It's never a good feeling when you know the guy out there on the mound is completely shutting you down.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Gunnar Henderson will stand in for a second time here as he swings and misses there. It's 0-1.
It's no wonder this guy's pitch count is so low. If they keep swinging on the first pitch, he's got a real chance to go deep into this.
And he struck him out. So double digits now. 10 strikeouts for him thus far.
The batter, the right fielder.
Christopher Cespedes is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. A ball and 2 strikes now.
Hey, offense needs to check itself right here. They need to make this starter a little bit more uncomfortable. 1 strike away from 5 shutout innings.
And yet another strikeout here. His 11th of the ball game, and this one ends the inning. Top half of the 6th about to get started, and coming forward is the switch-hitting outfielder, Ty Azapardi. Fastball in there for a called strike.
Hey, the guy on the mound is absolutely pounding the zone, and that's why he's been able to stay and pitch deep into this game.
He's just rolling right now, and even dozen strikeouts for him in the ball game.
The third baseman, number 5.
Erwin Roderick is in for his second plate appearance as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0.
Yeah, that looked like a strike, but let me tell you, when you're staring at a big 0 in the hit column, getting a call like that to go your way can feel like a big victory.
Here comes the 1-2. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. And now the first pitch. This one's flared off to the right side. Rosa ranging into the outfield, and there's their first hit of the game. At the plate, Wilbis Santiago, as a good changeup will get him to commit too early, and it's strike 1.
This is where you got to take stock in this situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
Hit in the air to center field. He's under it, and that ends the inning. Stepping up is Adam Hall. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Got to find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Adley Rutschman is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a called strike. It's 0-1. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Well, he got the leadoff guy inning on a ground out, and now he's 0-2 to start this at bat. He looks really sharp so far to start the seventh.
Got him to go down swinging there. Adley Rutschman goes down for out number 2 in the top half. Ryan Ripken is next as he finds himself behind 0-1. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2. And he's got another one. 15 strikeouts in the ball game, and the side is retired. At the plate now is Gunnar Henderson. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 delivery. Thought about it, but he holds up on the knuckle curve 1-2. Struck him out. Strikeout number 16 thus far, as he's had a whale of a ball game.
Now that.
Christopher Cespedes is at the plate as he looks at ball 1.
You know, because this is just a one-run game, this doesn't strike me as a situation where he's going to be working around a guy. I think he's going to challenge him right here.
Fastball right back to the mound. And he'll just flip this on to first for the second out of the inning. Next to hit, Ty Azapardi, as he'll dig into the left-handed batter's box. And he just keeps rolling along as he starts another batter out with strike 1. He's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
I always felt 0-2 you had to cover away. If a guy's going to bury you in 3 times in a row, you tip your cap and walk back to the dugout, because that's not easy to do.
Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And another one. Strikeout number 17 in the ball game as he keeps racking them up. All set to start the 9th in this one. And next will be the switch-hitting third baseman, Erwin Roderick. Now a swinging bunt. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Well, those were a couple of close pitches right there in the inner part of the zone. Hitters will tell you, pitches in that location are tough to do anything with.
Struck him out. 18 strikeouts for him now. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. John Tremaine is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1.
I mean, this offense has struggled because they haven't been able to make the adjustment. He stayed staunch on the outer half, and these guys have not worked the ball the other way.
Strike 3. 19 strikeouts for him now.
Second base.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Good pitch as this is swung on and missed, and now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening. That misses, and we're even at 2-2. And he gets strike 3 called to end it here, and with that, this one is over.
Hey, not many pitchers can brag about throwing a one-hit complete game, so hats off for him. But as a pitcher, I know he's going to wonder, like, what might have been. So close to a no-hitter, but it wasn't meant to be. That's baseball for you.
And that 1 run held up tonight, 1-0 the final. The Curve took the lead in the 4th and held on until the end. Chris Brown gets the win on the mound, his first of the year, as his 20 strikeouts ties a record for the most in a game. Grayson Rodriguez is settled with a loss after giving up only 1 earned. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Thank you for joining us here this evening. We remind you to please drive home safely.
Digging in next, Chris Brown. Runner in scoring position with Sugan. He's set. Here it comes. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. And, oh, he missed a home run by a matter of feet. It's off the wall. And they are on the board as the run scores from second to make this a 2-1 game now. Now to bat, Brian Reed. The base knock to the outfield could score the tying run from second. The 2-2. And the runner's breaking for third. Frozen on strike. Next will be the designated hitter, Chris Brown. He doubled his last time up.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get.
In just a sec as this ball is driven into the outfield. This should score one, maybe two. The relay throw. And he's out trying for third base, but he'll get credit for. Stepping in once again is Chris Brown, who doubled home a pair his last time up.
Yeah, and he certainly got the wheels trying to stretch a double into a triple, but it's sort of a killer to the club when you can't leg it out.
Tremaine is to his left as he puts it away in the alley for the first out. Striding forward now is the DH, Chris Brown. He's roped a couple of doubles in 3 trips to this point. Now a swing and a deep drive to left, and it ain't coming back. And they have taken the lead.
That's a big-time bomb right there. It's about time now for the closer to get ready and slam the door on this one. And a nice job here to come in and slam the door. That's his first save of the season, but it certainly won't be his last.
This evening's game comes to an end, 5-4, the final tally. Altoona came through late. Draft.
A Double-A hitting coach touches base with a new arrival to the team. A minor league pitching coach offers advice to a new member of his staff.
It's actually happening. The organization has decided to try him as both a position player and as a pitcher. They're really trying it here at the Double-A level. Jonathan Mayo of MLB Pipeline is with me. Jonathan, do you think this can work?
I mean, can it work, Ben? Yeah, of course it can work. It hasn't worked all too often. There are more and more teams who are trying to make it work. Most of these guys as amateurs were two-way players. They don't specialize usually until later on. And often they choose one or the other. You see more and more teams really making an effort to let players do both, to see maybe one jumps to the foreground on its own organically. It's awfully hard just because of the amount of work that you have to put in to excel either as a hitter and position player or as a pitcher. Naturally, some work is going to be taken away from one or the other if you're splitting your focus. And that's why we haven't seen it too often. Guys have to be tremendous athletically to be able to do both. The work ethic has to be off the charts. It's happened a couple of times at the major league level, but it's few and far between. So I'm really interested to see if it's going to work out in this case.
A prospect receives a check-in from his agent, who wants to make sure his client's career is being launched in a way that suits the young man's goals and ambitions.
everything's broken. I guess I'm starting over. And now my battered soul is going back through.
Striding in is Wilbur Santiago. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The Bay Sox. The second base.
Ball and no strikes.
Wilbur Santiago.
Hit back up the middle. Fielded cleanly. And the throw to first is in time. One gone. To the plate now is the designated hitter, Adam Hall. Only one hit in 11 at-bats for the series so far. One ball, no strikes the count. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. Well out in front of the breaking ball there for a strike. Brown, a right-hander going 6'5", is currently the leading vote getter among starting pitchers in the league, and quite deservedly so.
Yeah, Matty, not surprised this guy is on the top of the All-Star game voting, but you have to take a step back. This is being voted on by the fans, so I can't imagine how he feels to be voted in by his fans to start in the All-Star game right now.
First pitch on its way. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball one. Good fastball as he gets the swing and a miss.
If the offense didn't already know, man on the mound's got his A-game fastball working today.
Now a fastball gets the upper part of the zone for strike two. And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that the side is retired. Last half of the second set to go, and coming forward is the switch-hitting outfielder, Brett Cumberland. And he fouls this one off. And the pitch. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike two.
He's going to have to set his sights a little lower right there. That pitch was able to get by him. His swing was just a little under that one.
And the knuckle curve that time. Got him swinging, and that's the first out. Ryan Ripken stands in as he looks at a called strike. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike two.
Boy, so far early into this one, this guy's pitching really well, and I'm a big believer in body language. He's getting the ball, he's working really quick, keeping the ball down in the zone. And if you take a look at this guy so far early on, a lot of positive signs. He looks like he brought his good stuff in this one.
And he takes something off there and had him way out in front for strike two. Can't quite get around in time to keep it fair, and it remains 0-2. And he struck him out, so a fine inning here. And now here is Ty Azzopardi. He had a homer in the ballgame yesterday afternoon. And, looked inside, but that's ruled a strike, 0-1.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
And this is swung on and missed. 5 quick strikeouts now, and that's your first out of the inning.
The third baseman,
Erwin Roderick is at the plate now. He's quickly behind 0-1.
I don't mind the aggressiveness right there. He was definitely trying to get the head to a fastball. He pulled the string on that one. He's going to have to stay back a little bit longer.
And he struck him out as well. So the bottom of the order providing a little resistance here, and there are 2 away. Strike one to start the at-bat. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Hey, down 0-2, he better be leery of this guy's nasty changeup. He has the ability to bury it down and away or down and in wherever he wants to. So you got to be on point with this one.
And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th, and that'll bring in the second baseman, Wilbur Santiago. Just got a piece of it as it's fouled back. The windup and the 0-1. Fly ball out to straightaway right. Mitchell is over a few steps toward the line, and he has it for the first out. Next to stand in is Adam Hall. He popped out in his first trip. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike one.
Hey, make no mistake about it. This lineup's going to have to get going and get a little bit more aggressive. This guy's pounding the zone.
And he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 now in the ballgame for him.
The batter, the catcher.
And now the first pitch. Adley Rutschman will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Throw in time, and the side is retired. Set now for the bottom of the 5th, and set to go is the switch-hitting outfielder, Brett Cumberland.
Still a big bagel in that hit column, and this is where the frustration can start setting in on a team if they're not careful. It's never a good feeling when you know the guy out there on the mound is completely shutting you down.
Struck him out, and he becomes the 9th strikeout victim thus far. Now the first pitch. Ryan Ripken at the plate now as he looks at strike 1.
Shocked he didn't let it fly right there. Usually you're looking for a fast.
Oh, look at the diving stop. What a way to get it out. 2 gone now. That was exceptional. Next, it'll be Gunnar Henderson. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Shortstop.
This is on the ground over to first. He's right there, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. And now in the box, Ty Azapardi struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Behind 0-2 now. And he struck him out. The 10th victim set down on strikes thus far.
Third baseman
Erwin Roderick is in with 1 away now as he swings and misses here at strike 1.
In today's game, with velocity and exploding breaking stuff, you have to find a way to control the strike zone as a unit. They haven't been able to do that today, swinging at way too many pitches outside the zone.
So it was a strikeout looking there. Erwin Roderick becomes out number 2 this inning. John Tremaine stands in as he looks at ball 1 here. That evens it up 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes. The count now with the bases empty and 2 away. Lays off the 1-2 changeup, and he's worked it back to 2-2. And he struck him out. So it might be time to begin the countdown as he's now gone through 6 innings without allowing a base hit. Last half of the 7th here, and set to go is the second baseman, Luis Santiago.
The second baseman.
And he just keeps rolling along as he starts another batter out with strike 1. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control 0-2.
His command has been outstanding so far, hitting nearly all of his spots, and that's been a big factor why he's been so successful up to this point.
And that's out number 1. Now it'll be Adam Hall. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one.
Designated hitter.
And it's fouled away.
Ball.
Big swing at the knuckle curve, gets nothing but air. 0-2 now.
Well, he got the leadoff guy inning on a ground out, and now he's 0-2 to start this at bat. He looks really sharp so far to start the 7th.
Did well just to make contact there as he spoils off a good changeup. The next 0-2. Ground ball left side. And that's a base hit. So the perfect game bid ends in the 7th. Adley Rutschman digging in now as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. Waved at and missed, and he's behind 0-2. Got him as he just continues to mow down these hitters. 13 strikeouts now as he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball. 0-1.
With that base running threat on first base, man, does that change the pitcher's whole mentality. This guy at the plate should assume nothing but heaters coming right at him.
Hit on the ground toward the left. He's got it. So they do get their first hit, but their first run will have to wait as the leading off the inning. It'll be Ryan Ripken, and they could use a spark from him here. Called a strike on the outer half. 0-1.
Ripken.
And he falls behind 0-2. Struck him out and make it 14 punch-outs now in the game.
The batter number 9. Shortstop.
0-1 the count. And that's in there as well. 0-2 now.
That pitch tells me this guy's feeling frisky right now. He's on. He's got everything working.
Got him. And that's number 15 for the ball game.
Now batting.
Zappardi is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1.
What a well-executed fastball right there, down and away. If you're going to do any damage with that pitch, you have to think.
But we'll have to press pause. Now at the plate, Erwin Roderick. He'll be the one to get us going here in the bottom of inning number 9. Fouled off. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. And another one. Strikeout number 17 in the ball game as he keeps racking them up.
Center fielder
John Tremaine is in for the 3rd time as he swings and misses at that one. It's 0-1. He comes up empty that time as he's underneath it, 0-2.
I know he's down in the count right now, and it's not looking good, but he's been swinging the bat so well lately. I don't think he minds this one bit.
Struck him out. 18 strikeouts for him now.
Second baseman.
Just able to get a piece of that for strike 1. 2-run game, last of the 9th with 2 away. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. And he'll try to get him to chase the fastball there, but he lays off. 1-2.
Great take right there, but the last thing you want to do is be called.
A diving effort as it's off his glove. And no chance at a recovery here, as despite a great effort that time, they won't get an out on the play. To the plate now, Adam Hall, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. A ball and a strike. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. And he strikes him out to end it here as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate but could not cash in.
Wow, talk about total dominance. 9 innings, only 2 hits allowed. That's about as good as it gets. This guy was as good in the 9th inning as he was in the 1st. So close to baseball history.
A 2-0 finish today. Altoona led this game from the 3rd inning on and never wavered. Chris Brown earns the win, his 2nd, and records a complete. For us, this
6 months in Redondo, beach right by the condo. Oh my gosh, oh my casa, I'ma need my sushi pronto.
As we look at this young pitching prospect, there are so many things to learn early in your professional career as a pitcher. Al Leiter is with us. Al, what are some of the biggest things to keep in mind as you start your rise in the pro ranks as a hurler?
Well, strike 1 is paramount. Strike 1, get ahead. Have the ability to command a fastball. On top of that, changing speeds. And we see it all the time with respects to analytics and where we are with statistical data. Changing speeds with not only 1 pitch, but 2 pitches. So I want to see command of a fastball, preferably down away. I still love it. Still hard to hit a home run down away. Be able to utilize both sides of the plate of your fastball, whether it's 90, 95, 85, I don't care what the number is. And then have 2 breaking balls that you can throw for strikes. The constant stepping on the gas pedal and hitting the brake is really the effectiveness of pitching. Fast, slow, and locating your pitches.
A player new to his AA squad gets a tip from one of his coaches. This minor league team is reminded that the eyes of the organization are keeping tabs on them.
Well, for a minute, it really looked like they were going to play with using this kid on the mound and in the field, but it seems they've quickly abandoned that idea. Jim Callis of MLB Pipeline joins me. Jim, does that tell you that the pick on him was a reach as high as it was?
You know, I really wouldn't say that at all. I mean, one thing I've learned over the years is you don't want to judge a draft too soon. Sure. You got to wait for it to play out and see how the guy, give him years in the big leagues before you really know for sure. But to be honest, it's so difficult to make it as a two-way player because it's difficult to make it as a hitter or as a pitcher, and to try to do both is that much harder. And I've seen a number of instances where you have a guy who's maybe a two-way player at the amateur level, and you bring him into pro ball, and you make him a pitcher, and then you see his fastball gets better because he's not drained, he's not exerting energy, trying to make it as a position player. His secondary stuff gets better because he has more time to work on it. It's the same thing. I've seen plenty of hitters who've given up pitching, and then they can focus on hitting, and they get better. Maybe they start driving the ball more. They become better defensive players because they have more time to take ground balls or fly balls, as the case may be. So, no, I wouldn't say it's a mistake. We've got to let this guy's career play out.
When things aren't going well on the mound, how do you work through that? What are the technical aspects that you have to get right?
Getting ahead is everything, because that puts the percentages in your favor. So you want to get ahead, you want to throw strikes, you want to be able to mess with those hitters. And sometimes you have to go back to the pen and, create a new pitch or hit a different zone or try something else. I know I was known for a rise ball pitcher for a long time. And then it's like, wait a minute, full count, they're expecting that rise ball. So I got to come back with something else. So I have to develop my drop ball, and I want to be able to throw my drop ball and have complete confidence in it that I can throw it for a strike when the pressure's on, when I get to that full count.
A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
We hear all the time from people around the game that Double-A is where you start to see the breaking balls that are really set apart from what you've seen before. That can be a big challenge for a young hitter.
Absolutely, and I think, when you think back to, some of the pitchers that I faced, some of the guys that you face in the big leagues for 5, 6, 10 years, you're thinking, man, I saw him somewhere. Yeah, it was Double-A, because when you see most prospects of any organization, they pretty much go to Double-A just to get themselves over that hump and get ready for the league.
You had a breakout season at the Double-A level yourself. What was it about you that enabled you to have that kind of campaign?
I was very confident, and I thought, if the confidence could just stay with me consistently, which is very hard to do at any level of baseball because it's a game of failure, I just try to be consistent every night, whether it was, defensively, offensively, just bring something to the table. Go home with something where you felt good, and I didn't have to think about that game when I went to sleep.
He's getting some great results on the mound early in his pro career, and people around the game are taking notice. One of those people is Jonathan Mayo of MLB Pipeline, who joins me now. Jonathan, what are you seeing when you look at him out there on the mound?
There's nothing more exciting than seeing a guy going from the amateur game to the pro game and hitting the ground running. He's really taken to the pro instruction. You've seen all of his stuff take a step forward in the way he's using his pitches. He works quickly. He throws a lot of strikes. The command has really gotten much better. And as a result, the players behind him love it because they're ready to go on each and every pitch. There's not a lot of wasted time. The development he's already made in such a short period of time has a big up arrow next to his name.
It's easy to forget sometimes how challenging it is for any prospect to make it all the way to the major leagues. Sean Casey is with me today. Case, what are some of the challenges that fans might not understand from the outside?
Well, it's funny. When I talk to players that are just getting into pro ball and haven't played 12 years in the big leagues myself, I always say, how come 90-some% of minor leaguers don't play a day in the big leagues, right? And why is it so hard? And I always say, listen, because the mental grind of playing every night, some guys just can't do it. And I think that's the biggest thing from your big league players and your minor league players is the big leaguers learn how to go one pitch at a time, play one day at a time. It's a tough skill. It's a skill you have to learn, but that's the biggest difference of why the guys make it and why the guys don't.
And certainly if you're going to go one day at a time, one pitch at a time, there has to be a certain level of tolerance for failure and being able to just move past it. That is so critical for any player.
You got to have a short memory in this game. You have to have a short memory because at the end of the day, if it's one pitch at a time and you take a bad swing, you can't let that ruin your at bat. If you're a pitcher and you let up a 3-run home run, you got to get the ball back and go one pitch at a time. That's the only way to build that consistency in pro baseball.
A manager checks in with his ball club.
Well, it hasn't been all roses for him lately. He's been scuffling a little bit, and sometimes that light at the end of the tunnel can seem pretty darn dim. Jim Callis of MLB Pipeline is with me. Jim, there are so many players who struggle at times on their way to the majors. How do they move past it to success?
You just have to be mentally tough. It's easier said than done, because a lot of times when you haven't faced adversity, when you face it for the first time, you don't know how to deal with it. You know, it's tough. But I can just think back, you know, when I first got into this business covering prospects, Chipper Jones was the #1 overall pick in the draft, and Todd Van Poppel was more famous. You know, he's like the best high school pitcher people had ever heard of in some cases. And Chipper Jones went #1. He went to the Gulf Coast League, and he hit 200. And people couldn't believe the Braves had blown this pick on Chipper Jones. You know, how could you not take Todd Van Poppel? and Chipper was mentally tough, and he knew it was just rookie ball. It was just the start of his career, not the end of it. And he became a Hall of Famer. I can remember watching Derek Jeter in low Class A.
Oh, yeah.
I think he made 54 errors in the South Atlantic League. And it was like, geez, man, this guy's kind of sloppy at shortstop. And you know, Derek Jeter wound up winning multiple Gold Gloves and becoming a Hall of Fame shortstop. So, I mean, it happens to everybody. I mean, I think you learn more from failure than from success. You know, in pro ball, look, it's not fun going through these things, but at least now he's figuring out what adjustments do I need to make.
He ran into some trouble his last time out. You could tell he wasn't having his best day on the mound. Al Leiter got a chance to see that game. Al, you have some...
An agent needs to check in from time to time to make sure his client is happy with his situation. A savvy agent will engender confidence in his client. Confidence that he has a world of possibilities at his fingertips. But the measure of a good agent is how well he can turn these possibilities into actualities. A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
He's getting some great results as a pitcher early on in his career. We're really starting to see some...
A manager checks in with his ball club.
The grind of Double-A is... We're seeing some really big...
Now at the plate is Michael Gigliotti. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
For the American League Futures, the designated hitter.
First pitch of the AB on its way.
Gigliotti.
Swing and a miss that time. It's 0-1.
7:05.
And it's quickly 0-2. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball, and the leadoff man is gone to start the evening.
Batting second, the left fielder.
Bryant Haggard is next as he finds himself behind 0-1. Temperature starting to drop as the sun goes down. 56 degrees here at first pitch.
You could tell by the hitter's balance after that swing that he's seeing the ball really good. His timing is right there, and I expect him to catch something clean.
And he takes strike 3 called, and it's a pair of punch-outs that begin the ball game. Sean Campaneris is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0.
Well, he punched out the last guy, but he didn't get any favors from the blue on the first pitch in this at-bat. Probably should be ahead of this hitter instead of behind.
Struck him out, so he makes quick work of him here. 3 straight strikeouts, and the side is retired. Into the box, Jake Shiner. He'll get us started in the top of the second.
The American League Futures.
First pitch of the AB on its way. Swing and a miss out in front of a changeup.
Great execution of that changeup right there. Great arm action. Batter was totally out front on that one.
Scooped up, throw is in time for the first out of the second. So the next to bat will be Chad De La Guerra. Fastball on the first pitch, and it's taken for strike one. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2. He takes strike three called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are two away.
Batting sixth.
Corey Lee is in with two away here as this one swung on and missed for the first strike. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2.
Yeah, if he's going to pound the zone with this stuff off.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. Domingo Germán, a 6'2" right-hander, jogs in to take over on the mound.
When you shut a team out 4-0, it kind of feels like you won like 8 or 10-0, but this one was really never help them get.
This pitcher's winning ERA is not translating into wins. A team can't win without scoring runs. His coach offers a well-deserved acknowledgement.
So stepping in is Janeshwi Fargas. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The right fielder.
Grounded up the first baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Comes back with a good changeup there, and it's quickly 0-2. Brown is sort of a curious case as a starter. Usually doesn't walk many guys, but at times he ends up giving up his share of hits. The translation on that is that he throws a lot of strikes, but oftentimes they are hittable strikes. Jake Hager comes on with one gone here as he looks at a called strike one.
Your eyes light up from the offensive side playing in a hitter's park like this. Have to get the ball up to do some damage. I'm not mad at that tape.
So he got him swinging. Jake Hager becomes out number 2 this inning.
Going to be a long day if he executes like this, punching tickets right out of the gate.
Fouled away. Trying to strike out the side. Here it is. Hit in the air down the right field line. And that will end up a foul ball. The 0-2 once more. And a great inning here as he gets another punch out and strikes out the side. Bottom of the inning now. And next to hit is the catcher, Kellen Degler.
You know, these next.
And it's belted high and deep into right center. Around second. He's on his way to third. And he is into third with a leadoff triple. Into the box now, Scott Spindler. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1.
Spindler.
Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Now a swing and a miss as he picks up another one. Make it 4 strikeouts already, and there's your first out. As he'll take a look at a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. A great job of changing speeds there. It's 0-2.
This is where, as a batter, you got to find a way to put something in the outfield. Get something elevated. I know you got to battle with 2 strikes and protect. But if anything is belt or above, you got to swing.
Patrick Hager is in with 2 away as he takes a ball, 1-0. And he comes back with a fastball, 1-2 now.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss on the knuckle curve, and the inning is over. Connor Wade, a right-handed reliever, standing 6'3", gets the...
Just a good, clean, crisp game. And a quick one, too, to boot. Great swings.
wanna be happy. Keep working today. That's my way. Come one day.
A Double-A manager has called one of his young players in for a quick word. The word is good. Within 48 hours, this player will
He
be in a new
recently got
city
the call to
putting on a
AAA,
new
and he is
uniform.
now within shouting distance of the major leagues. But for now, he'll have to prove that he can compete and excel at this AAA level. Jonathan Mayo of MLB Pipeline is here with me today. How does AAA prepare a player for the majors in a way that AA doesn't?
Yeah, I think it's changed a lot in recent years. They used to always say that if you could compete at AA, you could play in the big leagues. And that might be true, but you're seeing fewer and fewer players make that double jump up to the big leagues. Organizations want their prospects to play in AAA. I think it's another level of challenge. It's kind of an incremental step rather than throwing them right into the fire of a big league competition. You have a lot of guys at the AAA level who have big league experience. They know how to play at that level, and so he'll face that kind of level of competition, but he'll also be able to pick the brains of guys on his own team who have been there, so when that call does come for him to make it to the big leagues, he'll be ready.
A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
We are getting closer day by day to the trade deadline, and that means that top prospects could be on the move. I'm joined today by Carlos Pena. And Carlos, when you were on your way up the ladder to the majors, did you ever notice the chatter around the trade deadline?
Oh, absolutely. It's almost impossible to ignore it. And the thing is this, you can't control it, so why even worry about it? But it's easier said than done. I mean, you have to really focus in your game, staying within your approach, and not let all that noise distract you. At the end of the day, you're really playing for the entire major leagues, and you have to understand that no one is untouchable. I was the #1 prospect for Texas when I got traded to Oakland. I was the #1 prospect for Oakland when I got traded to Detroit. So you can be in the move at any time, play your game, and forget about the things that are just out of reach as far as controlling them.
Ready now is Anderson Miller, and we are set for baseball here this evening. First pitch on the way.
Miller.
Second of 4 here on a Friday night as the game's first pitch is taken for strike 1. Barely able to make contact, down 0-2 now. Weak grounder back to the mound. And there's one gone to begin the evening. Next to hit is Jason Guzman. Swing and a little blooper to center. Defoe over to his right, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now. Next, it'll be Ryan McBroom.
Batting third.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Yeah, I get it. They want to run this guy's pitch count up, but that was a pretty good pitch to hit. He might be kicking himself that he didn't swing it that way.
Swing and a miss, and that's out number 3. So here's the cleanup hitter, Brandon Wagner. He'll get us started in the top of the second. And a foul tip held onto here at strike 1. Big swing at the knuckle curve, gets nothing but air. 0-2 now.
Interested to see what the pitcher goes to now. After getting that late hack on the curveball, does he speed him up with some velocity?
Got him to miss the breaking ball there. Brandon Wagner goes down to become the first out here in the second inning.
I'm absolutely shocked he took that pitch right there. Right in the wheelhouse, low 90s heater. That's one you gotta let go on.
Filthy changeup that time, but he's able to make contact, and he'll get another chance. Can't find the zone there as he lays off the breaking ball. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
Batting 6. The third baseman.
Kelvin Gutierrez is at the plate now, and he takes a cold strike.
Hey, I still believe in my heart the best pitch is a well-executed fastball down and away, and that's exactly what that is. He swings at that.
Threw it right past him, a swing and a miss at the gas, and that ends the inning. And now, MJ Melendez, 7-8-9, bottom of the order, set to go here in the third. And he fouls this one off. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out. Now here's the pitch. Court Peterson is in with one away now as he swings and misses here at strike 1.
He's going to have to set his sights a little lower right there. That pitch was able to get by him. His swing was just a little under that one.
1-1 pitch and a nice call for the change. It's 1-2. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Both teams so far yet to crack the hit column, and it's fouled away.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
And he struck him out as well. So the bottom of the order providing little resistance here, and there are 2 away. Boy, he comes back with a beautiful pitch there, and he's dominating this at-bat. It's 0-2 now. We'll have to press pause. Is that... Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Anderson Miller. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game. The windup and the 0-1.
I think a big reason why he's been so effective in this one, that he's been just about getting ahead of every hitter. Seems like every one of them are 0-2, 1-2, and it's just about every at-bat. And when that's the case, your chances of getting a good pitch to hit are way worse.
Jason Guzman will stand in for a second time here as he swings and misses there. It's 0-1. And he'll step on first for the out, 3 unassisted. Up next, Ryan McBroom. This guy's still looking at a 0 in the hit column. No balls and a strike to count. Swing and a miss, and he's in the hole 0-2 now.
That was a great hack right there. Timing.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. So now to the plate, Brandon Wagner. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Got to find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
So now into the box is Dyron Blanco, looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
It's no wonder this guy's pitch count is so low. If they keep swinging on the first pitch, he's got a real chance to go deep into this one.
Fouled off. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2.
He's going to find out quickly. Guys are even more selective up here in AAA.
And he struck him out. So double digits now. 10 strikeouts for him thus far. Kelvin Gutierrez will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. And yet another strikeout here. His 11th. Now to the plate, here is MJ Melendez. He's set to lead us off in the 6th inning. Swung out and missed that time. It's 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. That misses, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure. He's just rolling right now, and even dozen strikeouts for him in the ballgame. Court Peterson comes on with one gone here as he looks at a called strike 1. And this ball is popped up, drifting back behind the mound. And there's out number 2. Next up, Jimmy Govern. 0 for 1 for him here in this one.
Second baseman.
And a good slider here to start the at-bat, but it's ruled a ball. 1-0. Hit softly on the ground to first. Reined in. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Now at the plate, here is Anderson Miller. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. And there's ball 1.
You know he wants that on the mound, especially if it would have made the count 0-2. Didn't get it, though, so now you have to make another quality pitch on 1-1.
A knuckle curve there, and he thought he had him, but it's 2-2. strikes him out here. So that's out number 1 here in the 7th as he continues to keep him out of the hit column. Jason Guzman is at the plate as he takes a cold strike 1. Flipped out the other way towards short. And there's out number 2. Stepping in next, Ryan McBroom struck out in his last trip to the plate. Fastball was swung on and missed. And they go right after him here as he swings and misses. Strike 2.
Man, as a pitcher, you have to love pitching 0-2.
And he struck him out to retire the side, so he's through 7. Digging in will be Brandon Wagner. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Struck him out for the first out of the inning, but perhaps more importantly, he's 5 outs away now. Dylan Blanco is in for the 3rd time as he swings and misses at that one. It's 0-1.
Offensive game plan needs to change right here. They need to get a little bit more aggressive. It's too late to try and work counts.
Got him. 4 outs away from his date with history. Kelvin Gutierrez is in with 2 away here as this one swung on and missed for the first strike.
Man, that's 7 straight strikes to start this inning. He's got a chance at an immaculate inning.
And another one. Strikeout number 17 in the ball game as he keeps racking them up. Now to the plate, MJ Melendez. He's hoping to avoid the hat trick. He struck out in each of his first 2 plate appearances so far. Bay is there, 1 away. Next, here is Court Peterson. No hits to this point. No balls and 1 strike. Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone.
Hey, that backdoor breaking ball just missed. He had a chance to run it to 0-2.
1-2 is an off-speed pitch. No dice. It's 2-2. Here's a breaking ball, but it doesn't quite find the strike zone. Now the 3-2 pitch. Weekly hit to 3rd. Barehanded at his knees. It's there. He got him. So next to hit is Jimmy Govern. He represents the 27th and many hope final batter in this masterful performance. Looked like he tried to pull it there, but he swings right through the fastball.
I mean, this offense has struggled because they haven't been able to make the adjustment. He stayed staunch on the outer half, and these guys have not worked the ball the other way.
Taken called strike 2, and now they're down to their final strike tonight. Swing and a miss. He's done it. A perfect game.
Yeah, you've heard when it rains, it pours. Well, it was raining dominance out here in this one. 27 up, 27 down, and he barely broke a sweat half the time. That's one of the rarest feats in all of sports, and I'm just excited I was here to be a part of it. Perfection is always beautiful.
When you get to the AAA level, you know exactly how close you are to making the major leagues. Sean Casey, you know more than a little about that. You only had to spend 20 games at AAA before you got the call to the majors for the first time. What's it like being on the doorstep of the show?
Well, when you get to AAA, this is where you really want to impress because you know the next call up is the big leagues, and that's what you've been dreaming about your whole life. So, you know, I think one thing when you get to AAA, there are a lot more veteran players too. A lot of guys that have been up and down the big leagues, not so many young kids like there were in the lower levels. So it's definitely a different environment in AAA. But as a player, though, when you know you're there, you could start to sense like, okay, I just got to put up some good numbers. I got to be myself and play as hard as I can. And that next call is going to be the big leagues. And that's where dreams are made.
This is a pitching prospect who started.
A manager checks in with his ball club. Sometimes dreams do come true. This player is about to get the chance that millions only dream of. The chance to see if he's got what it takes
Back at it here
to
on
make
MLB
it in the
Central.
show.
And before the break, we talked a little bit about an exciting prospect who has made his way to the major leagues. Minor league podcaster Ben Gelman has been covering him for a long time, and he joins us now. Ben, thanks for coming on. How did you become interested in his journey?
Well, first off, I'm glad to be here, Robert. You know, I follow the draft every year to get a read on the prospects who are coming into the pro ranks, and he was getting a lot of flack. A lot of folks thought he was drafted too high, and that, of course, was very interesting to me. Then they tried the two-way experiment with him, and they may have moved off it, but it's fascinating to me. He's just pitched better and better as he went along, and that's easy to justify in terms of covering a guy like this.
So now that he's here at the top level, what should we expect to see from him as he takes on the best players in the world?
Well, I loved what I saw of him while he was in the minors. The stuff is real. He's gotten better and better with his command, and he'll need that to get big league hitters out. I don't expect him to be a Cy Young Award winner right away. I do think he's going to be very good. The key is going to be getting him consistent starts in the rotation. If he does, I think he can be a real impact arm for them.
Well, it must be so exciting for him as it is for every young player who gets that call for the first time. Sean, you've been there. You know what it's like. What is your memory of being called up to the majors for the first time?
Greatest moment of my life. I mean, really, like, I remember I just hit the home run to win the AAA championship in Buffalo. And it was just, that was unbelievable in itself. And I came in the clubhouse afterwards, and Mark Shapiro at the time was the minor league director. Brian Graham was the coach. And they said, hey, congratulations, Case. That's awesome. I'm like, oh, it's so great. You know, we're popping the champagne. I'm getting ready to go home the next day. And next thing you know, they're like, you're getting called up to the big leagues tomorrow. Your season's not over. You're going to meet the team in Chicago. And I remember running out to get on a payphone because there's no cell phones. And I called my mom and dad and said, Dad, Mom, I just hit a home run to win the AAA championship. And I just got called up to the big leagues in a matter of like 15 minutes, you know? And so it was one of those things where it's the dream's coming true.
Right.
Like all those hours of hitting, all the time putting in, all the weights, all the stuff that you did, that dream of getting the big leagues is now becoming reality with that one phone call or the one moment you get called up. So, you know, for me, it's mind-boggling. It's one of the greatest moments of my life.
Case, that is a great story. Thanks for sharing, and thanks for giving us a little bit of insight into what this young man must be feeling like right now.
Striding in is Willie Castro. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
For the Brewers,
The pitch.
the shortstop, Willie Castro.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Swing, and he popped him up over in foul territory back behind third. He dives, but he can't make the catch. It's a foul ball. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. The next 0-2. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Now the first
Batting
pitch.
second, the second
Colton
baseman.
Wong is in with one away now as he swings and misses here at strike one.
One thing I'm going to keep my eye on with this young starter on the mound is how he's able to stay ahead of hitters. It makes pitching at this level a lot easier. And when you're trying to establish yourself in the big leagues, you're going to have a much better time doing that if you attack hitters from the get-go.
And he takes strike 3 call. Back-to-back strikeouts here to open the home first, 2 away. Christian Yelich swings and misses there, so he's down 0-1. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one, 0-2. Frozen on the fastball, never had a chance, and the inning is over. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and here comes the first baseman, Daniel Vogelback. And a called strike down in the zone, 0-1. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2.
Man, when you're struggling at the plate, that pitcher smells blood in the water. He's coming right after you, trying to end it quick.
Now a swing and a miss as he picks up another one. Make it 4 strikeouts already, and there's your first out. Austin Hayes stands in as he can't connect here, 0-1. Well out in front of the breaking ball there for a strike. Fastball right back to the mound. And he'll just flip this on to first for the second out of the inning. So 2 out, nobody on. And that brings up the left-handed hitter, Travis Shaw. Called strike on the knuckle curve, and he's ahead in the count, 0-1. Fouled away.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands.
We'll leave it right there as he strikes out, and that ends the inning. So now here is Chris Brown looking to put them ahead early with this at-bat. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch, and he fouls this one off. The 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air down the right field line. On the move is Garcia, and now it'll kick around in the corner. The relay on to second, but he's in safely as they jump ahead with a run scoring on the play.
Now batting.
So the next to the plate for Pittsburgh, Kevin Newman. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat. He's ready with the 2-2 pitch, and he popped him up. Vogelback brings it in, and now they might have the runner caught off. Bottom of the third now, and standing in is the veteran outfielder, Avisail Garcia.
The right fielder.
Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Garcia.
And it's 0-2 to Avisail Garcia.
Man, if I'm on the mound right now, these guys are swinging at everything. You just want to try and paint the corners.
Swing and a miss as he starts the third the same way he ended the second with a punch out, 1 away. Narvaez stands in as he swings and misses for strike 1. And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2. And it's fouled away. And he is in complete control now. 7 strikeouts as this is swung on and missed for the second out. Corbin Burns is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. And it's quickly 0-2. 2 out, nobody on. And he struck him out, his 8th punch out of the ball game, and that one ends the inning. Now back to the top of the Milwaukee order, digging in Willie Castro. He went down swinging to start the home first. And the inning begins with a quick out number 1. Now 1 down with the bases empty, and that'll bring up Colton Wong. Out in front of it, strike 1. No runs, no hits, and no errors on the Milwaukee line score so far. Just behind the fastball there, 2 strikes now.
Pitcher wants to have a quick inning right here, capitalize on the momentum his batters have.
And he rings up another one, make it 9 strikeouts for him in the game.
The left fielder, number 22,
Christian Yelich will stand in for a second time here as he swings and misses there. It's 0-1.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating.
Threw it right past him, a swing and a miss at the gas, and that ends the inning. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And next will be the pitcher, Chris Brown. Now the first pitch. Line toward the alley in left center. And that finds the outfield grass for a base hit. Not in time, and he's in there with a double. Up next for the Buccos, Kevin Newman. 0 for 2 for him to this point.
Kevin.
The 1-1. Fly ball into straightaway left. Yelich has him played perfectly as he puts it away for out number 1. So next to bat will be Brian Reynolds. Struck out in his last trip to the plate. Heading out towards shallow right. Catch made here in shallow right. Probably too shallow to advance. The throw is wild and it gets away. Next to dig in, Colin Moran. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Here now the 2-2. Pulled the string on him there as this is popped up. Back behind second. And Wong will make the catch to retire the side. Set now for the bottom of the 5th. And next to bat will be the first baseman, Daniel Vogelback. Starts him out with the knuckle curve and he swings through it for strike 1. Swing and a miss and he's in control. 0-2.
This guy's been really on point so far, but it's not getting any easier. He has to get through 4, 5, and 6 right here.
So he got him swinging. Daniel Vogelback is sent packing to start the bottom of the 5th. Austin Hayes is at the plate now and he's quickly behind 0-1. Ball 1. And that fastball's too much for him there. 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch. And he's just rolling right now, and even dozen strikeouts for him in the ball game.
Up next for Milwaukee,
Travis Shaw will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. 0-2 to Travis Shaw.
Hey, offense needs to check itself right here. They need to make this starter a little bit more uncomfortable. 1 strike away from 5 shutout innings.
Had to wait back on the changeup, and he did a good job just to make contact. And he's got another one. 13 strikeouts now, and the inning is over. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and that'll bring up Avisail Garcia.
Offense needs to get going right here. You want to try and tighten up this game a little bit before it starts to get into that territory where you're going to start seeing the back end of each bullpen. Hey, the guy on the mound is absolutely pounding his zone, and that's why he's been able to stay and pitch deep into this game.
Fouled off.
Hey, last 2 pitches back-to-back, off speed, then he's late on the fastball. He could pretty much do anything he wants right here on the mound.
Fielded cleanly, and he'll just make it to the bag a step or 2 ahead, and there's the first out.
Now batting, the catcher,
Omar Narvaez is at the plate now as he looks at strike 1. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
He's going to have to set his sights a little lower right there. That pitch was able to get by him. His swing was just a little under that.
Got him to miss the breaking ball there. Narvaez becomes out number 2 this inning. Comes into this one at 271. 4 home runs and 21 driven in. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. And he struck him out. So it might be time to begin the countdown as he's now gone through 6 innings without allowing a base hit. Now to the plate, the pitcher, Chris Brown. He doubled his last time up.
Yeah, he jumped all over that first pitch last time up. Interested to see if he has the same approach this AB.
Oh, man, was that a hack. He's trying to create his own run support with a swing like that.
That gets down, and the inning continues.
Hey, there you go. Nice rip right there.
So the Pirates batting order turns over and set to go. Kevin Newman flew out last time up. Runner goes for second. Scooped up. And he'll step on the bag himself. And the last half of the 7th here. And that'll bring up the switch hitting shortstop, Willie Castro. And he throws the fastball by him here. 0-1. Here's a fastball at the knees. Good spot, good pitch. And it's 0-2.
Man, this guy's really pitched well so far, attacking the strike zone, and he's really kept these hitters off balance.
So he racks up the swinging strikeout on the breaking ball. Willie Castro is retired for the first out in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And now, this ball's going to wind up out of play. And a big mistake there. Now here's the first offering. Christian Yelich is in for the 3rd time as he swings and misses at that one. It's 0-1. Behind 0-2 now.
This is why the manager pencils these guys in the middle of the order. Big spot, time for them to get back in this game with a couple quality ABs.
And another one. Strikeout number 17 in the ball game as he keeps racking them up. Daniel Vogelbach stands in as he looks at a called strike. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike 2.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have.
Struck him out. 18 strikeouts for him now. Austin Hayes the next to bat. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Popped him up.
Austin.
Moran is over, and he's got it for the first out of the inning. And that brings up the left-handed hitting Travis Shaw. He's hitless in the game, as is much of the rest of his team. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Man, this guy's had their number all game long. Up, down, in and out. He's pitching very well.
No contact there, and it's 1-2.
Not likely to see a 4th fastball in this situation. I'm going to eliminate the fastball if I'm at the plate right here.
Strike 3. 19 strikeouts for him now. Avisail Garcia started to go around, but it's a called strike. 0-1. Popped him up. Stallings is under this one, and that will retire the side. Digging in now for the Brewers, Narvaez. He'll lead things off here as we play the bottom of the 9th.
Narvaez.
That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
Wow, this guy has been on top of it today, pushing the throttle and pulling it when he needs to.
Got him for an even 20 strikeouts now thus far, as he's just been flat unhittable. And a good spot for that pitch is it's chopped foul. The 0-1. Skied down the left field line. Goodwin's in pursuit. He gets there and makes the play for the 2nd out of the inning. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Willie Castro is in with 2 away here as this one swung on and missed for the first strike. And this is swung on and missed, so now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight.
Late swing on that curveball right there to run the count 0-2. Don't think he ran.
And they get the force, and that will officially do it. It's a no-hitter.
Well, it's something that every pitcher who's ever picked up a baseball dreams about, and he's done it. A no-hit gem in one of the most dominant performances I've seen in a while. He's in the record books forever now.
Here now is our final line score tonight for the victory.
A Major League pitching coach acknowledges a young newcomer on an early milestone accomplishment.